All right, I'm hitting go live. This meeting is being live streamed. Got it.
This is abuse. You know that, right?
Just trial by fire. All right,
It is trial by fire.
It's Crucible. I've streamed. Got it. Oh, I gotta mute this because otherwise when you hit the thing. All right, so I'm going share, copy. All right.
What are you muting?
The YouTube, the actual broadcast. So I don't hear.
Joran, just quick FYI, you have not given me access to the Facebook pages yet. So you might want to do that.
I did. I did that today. You should have
great.
Notifications in your
awesome.
Your thingy, in your inbox thingy.
Thank you.
All right, so watch the waiting room.
I'll watch the Google Doc.
There we go. Sweet.
And pasting. Okay, the link is in the Google Doc. We're live. Listen now to Illustrious Radio.
Except view page. Oh shit.
So there's that. I'm going to grab the link too. And we are live now with these color bars up so people can see the color bars. I'm just going to go ahead and.
Can they hear us?
Oh yeah, we're on.
Hi everyone. Hello, fellow Earthlings.
Hello.
We come in peace.
We come in peace to drop the sacks.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so let's see.
Yes.
So where's that blurb? Here we go. I see it.
There's the blurb.
Got it.
Blurb
is go to business suite.
Okay. Posting on my Facebook page. And then Rachel, you got the other platforms.
Yeah.
Lordy.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I'm
you
going to
gave
go
me
ahead and
access to LinkedIn as well.
I did. All right. Here's our intro slide. Welcome everyone to Illustrious Radio on Thursday, January 6th. It's about 2:15, 2:17 to be exact, Eastern Standard Time. We decided to go live and just play some music for you all and hang out, test our Zoom capabilities and play around in Mural a little bit and see if anybody wants to play with us, wants to hang out and chat. And in general, just jam out and listen to some music and hang out on a nice Thursday afternoon. I'm in Asheville, North Carolina. My name's Joran. Got nice snow heading our way this evening. With us today also is Jeff Nelson.
St. Pete!
In St. Petersburg, Florida. And Rachel Blasco. Say hello.
Yes. Representing Fort Lauderdale today.
Yeah. So what are you guys excited about today on Illustrious Radio?
You know, I'm excited to learn.
Cool.
I'm excited about the world of opportunities emerging from the malaise of COVID.
Oy. Way to make it heavy, Jeff.
I'm excited.
Way to go, Jeff.
Way to go.
That's what I'm here for. You knew who I was when you asked me on this radio show.
That's true.
Bring in the weight.
Bring in the weight.
Bring in the weight.
Awesome. So we've got some songs picked out.
Songs.
Yeah, we've got some songs to play. We chose those songs beforehand. We're going to play those later, eventually. I don't know. But do we want to talk about some stuff first? Like, what if somebody was like, Illustrious Radio, what's Illustrious? What would we tell them?
We would tell them that Illustrious is a fantastic experience of alignment and purpose centered around the goals of your business so that you can go forward with clarity.
I like that. That was good.
I like that a lot. Yeah. I would say that we help executives and business owners move from tough situations and scenarios and really bring some clarity to the broader vision of ultimately where their business is headed and where they're helping further them along their journey of just growing and expanding and being doing a better job at what they already do.
That's also awesome and commendable, considering Rachel is 2 days in as the marketing specialist for Illustrious. So huzzah. Well put. Yeah, and at the end, what did I say? November, Jeff, was it? We had a retreat, and we came up with our mission statement, and it was, what was it?
It was impressive.
It was fantastic. We help align teams. What was it by?
We should probably bring it up.
Yeah, we should bring it up. Our mission statement. I can grab it.
Grab it.
Let's see. I can grab the mural.
Grab the mural.
Oh, let's see. Illustrious retreat. We had our mission statement here.
Look at us showing off all our internal documents live online.
Oh, did we do that? Maybe we can edit that later. All right. We align leaders and teams using, that's what it was, using human-driven, visually powered tools that connect, orient, and transform their business.
That's right.
That's our mission.
That's our mission.
It's what we do in the world. It is about alignment.
Alignment and transformation.
And that is, and I will go ahead and get back to our mural without sharing internal documents. Thank you, Jeff. It is about alignment, and we decided on a lot of that language based on language we heard from clients we actually work with, which is what we do. We reflect a lot of language back to people and say, is this still your vision for 2022?
Is this still true for you?
Is this still true? Are these still your values, right? Is this still what you believe? So we do a lot of reflecting and clarifying and distilling. I'm going to share my screen back now that I've returned. And Rachel, how you doing on sharing this link out? Do we have anybody watching us?
We got it out. We got it out on Facebook and LinkedIn. I got it on my personal Facebook page as well. On my personal LinkedIn as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. Any other place you'd like me to hit?
Yeah, I don't know. Facebook and LinkedIn is a good test. If you are watching, just know that we are testing out this idea, the idea that we might get on here occasionally and play music and talk. We'll see how it goes. We'll see who engages with us. The other exciting thing is, if you are watching, we'll be giving away a free book. If you want to win this, a book, either Visionary Leadership or the Visual Meetings Field Guide, all you've got to do is email Rachel at illustri.us and make sure you include the subject line, big winner. That's the subject line. For you. So let's go ahead and get some people emailing Rachel to win a book. You guys want to play some music?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's go for it.
So I chose the first track today, and that is the here, I can scroll down here. That is Zen Archer. And Jeff, I would recommend you going underneath here and grabbing the image for the second track, the one you chose. Get the album cover and the name selected here. Well, I'm going to zoom in here on it. I chose Zen Archer by Todd Rundgren from the album A Wizard, a True Star. Now, I don't know why necessarily. I'm not a huge Todd Rundgren fan, but he did just recently get nominated inducted, I should say, into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And he has a really, really rabid following. People swear by Todd. And most people know Todd because of his song, I Don't Want to Work, I Just Want to Bang on My Drums All Day. Everybody knows that song, right? That's Todd Rundgren. And it's a silly and ridiculous song. But Todd has a really wide, broad catalog of really great music. One album in particular, Wizard of True Star, is my favorite. This last year, 2021, when he went on tour, he performed this album in its entirety. It's from 1976 or 77, I want to say. And this first track we're going to play today is called Zen Archer by Todd Rundgren. Hope you enjoy.
nature. A man in parts forgotten, with an outlook that is rotten, and an attitude to match it. Finds relief inside a hatchet, and he helped someone in Boulder. Justifiability is in the hands of the beholder, and you just don't know what people will do next. Mountains of pain, valleys of love, death without life, and life without meaning. To the promise kept unbroken, to the love that's never spoken, just as surely as I'm in your ears, a dark figure steps from out of the shadows. Pretty mind closes its eyes. A pretty another pretty thing dead on the end of the
All right, that was Zen Archer by Todd Rundgren. Jeff, Rachel, I muted you. You guys are gonna have to unmute yourself. And yes, what an amazing sax solo that was. Playing in mural here while we're rocking out. What did you guys think of that? Did you guys heard Todd Rundgren before?
New to this girl.
I mean, I'd heard the other song that you mentioned, but I'd never heard that.
No.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was different. It was different. There was a lot of elements in it. You don't normally hear all of those sounds together. So it was cool.
Yeah, this album is a little bit more psychedelic, leans a little more psychedelic. He usually has a lot of power pop influences in his work. A lot of that kind of Beatles and Beach Boys style harmonies and big bombastic arrangements. Anyway, fantastic. All right. What else? What else is going on? Rachel, we got anybody tuning in? Do you know?
Don't have anybody tuning in yet.
All right.
But we'll see what happens.
All right. So I'm going to stop sharing screen. I'll just go back to our faces here and say, what's up, y'all?
Yo,
How's your
yo, yo.
Thursday?
It's good. My Thursday's good. How's your Thursday, Rachel?
It's been beautiful. So, us Floridians, right? We're still like waiting for like the cold bomb to drop because
Mhm.
it's hasn't gone under 65, 70, and
Right.
every day it's, 80 degrees. So it doesn't really feel like January. It doesn't really feel like the holiday just went through. And, you always hear this talk about the seasons, right? And this process
Right.
that we are to go through just inherently, like
Mhm.
the speeding up and the life of summer, and then you start to slow down in fall, and then there's like the death in winter, and
Mhm.
it's hard to feel that when you aren't
Right.
experiencing the physical sensations weather-wise.
Right.
The sun is different, it's in
Yeah.
a different place in the sky, but it just doesn't feel the same. So yeah. Yeah, so that's what comes up for me when you ask me how my day is. It's January 6th and it's 82 degrees.
Yes.
I think it's like that in Australia,
Mhm.
where they're like summers it's 90 degrees for them in July.
Right.
So maybe that would be a fun place to immigrate to. It would be like
Mm,
easy. It would be an easy transition, I guess is what I'm saying.
I guess that's fair. I don't know if they're winter, like is it cold in July? Because I know their summers are like our
It depends. It depends on where you're at. I lived in Australia for a while, right
Mhm.
after I graduated high school, and I was in Melbourne. So Melbourne
Mhm.
is like South Australia. So now we're talking
Mm.
like,
Okay.
essentially similar to the same longitude, but on the opposite side of the equator to like the Northeast. So they
Mm.
experience like cold winters and warm summers,
Mhm.
but not quite as cold as like
Mm.
say like like the Northeast or like the Midwest area.
Right.
So I think it just depends on where you're at, just like anything else. Southern
like everything
Hemisphere living.
I have to say that's partly why we moved up here to Asheville, so that we could, see some yellow leaves and some orange leaves and some red leaves, see things turn brown and die,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then come back to life again. That turning of the season is something that I remember, having been born in Wisconsin, but then you like you said, you just do not see it. You don't experience it. And, for the work I did and just interfaith ministry and building spiritual communities and all the cosmic dances and rituals that we did, in the fall and the winter, that was all about honoring the turning of the cosmic clock. You couldn't point to it in nature where you were. You couldn't see it happening around you. You could honor it internally. You can honor it in the greater sense, but you couldn't see it and actually experience it in your backyard, in your community, like some people can, So
Yeah.
again, being a Florida native, never having seen snow, the kids, of course, never having seen snow, we're like, it's a happy medium,
Yeah.
You got a few cold days a year, but for the most part, it's pretty tolerable, and you get to see the seasons change. And so
Yeah. I think
see
we
that
need
now.
that too, just as especially as creatives, right? We need to experience that contrast. It's just such a rich experience to feel contrast. It's something that I think we all go to as like this, creative, fertile land.
Mhm.
So Jeff, question for you.
Yeah.
We are in a new year now, 2022. Looking back on the year we had as a business,
Sure.
as a team, the work we did at Illustrious,
Mhm.
and Rachel, her being new to this, I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love her to hear from you. What was the coolest thing you think we did? without naming any client names, because half the stuff we do is under NDA and we can't really talk about who it's for. But what was the coolest thing we did, built, created, results we got? What stands out in your mind as like, man, we did some good work?
I think it's a tie in my mind. It's a tie between the tool we built, the sales tool we built
for the software company.
Yep. And Rachel, what this was this company asked for a mural to be built that allowed them to track their sale, like an individual salesperson's progress through a sale. And it was very custom. It was very collaborative. And that felt really good that we walked in and they were very kind of apprehensive as a client because they had some experience that had not been optimal. And ultimately we built a relationship of trust, and they got real excited about us and the work that we do and how we do it. We spent a lot of time just listening. And then we spent a lot of time doing iterative designs and saying, is it this? No. Okay. Is it this? No. Okay. Is it this? Oh, that's closer. Great. How about this? No. Okay. And it was just a lot of that ultimately positioned us as people who wanted to actually help them. We didn't necessarily come in as the people who knew. We came in as the people who were going to help them figure it out. And it's
a lot of trust. It takes a lot of trust. So I think that's a testament too, just to the integrity of your company and what it is that you guys do right off the bat, which is just inherent. You make people feel at ease and trust what you're capable of, which is great to hear. I like hearing that.
Well, it was.
I think the other thing they said they appreciated was not only us being able to be a soundboard for their ideas, but that we were actual thought partners with them, that we were helping them think through these problems and come up with solutions and pointing things out that they hadn't thought about. And, that's, I think, another strength we bring to the table is that we tend to see the big picture and we maybe have worked with other clients, maybe not like them, but in similar situations and are able to bring those perspectives to bear on solutions that they're trying to build. So yeah, that was a fun one.
Awesome.
And the other one, because it's a tie.
Yeah.
So the other one was the 2-day improv and storytelling workshop that we built for the consulting company.
Yes.
That was, to me, that was so much fun because it brought so much of what's important to you and I, Joran, not just as consultants, but as people who engage in stories and who want to understand how the world works and who want to understand why the structures of communication are the way they are and what are the real essential elements of basically anything. So this was it was like a gift to be able to work on that and say, okay, and then how does that relate to coaching agile? Right? How does this sort of, deep, essentially human activity relate to making software?
Right.
And that was really fun too, because it really kind of, it's always fun to me to be able to connect things and to say, oh, this relates to that, relates to this, relates to that. So many people in our space are agile coaches, right? So many people in the visual practitioner space are agile coaches. I didn't know what an agile coach was. I was like, oh, that's a cool thing you do. I don't know what it is though. And being able to reach out to some of those colleagues and say, hey guys, how does this actually work for you? And then Yuri Malashenko steps up and is like, oh, here's 15 resources I built about how visual practice ties in with being an agile coach. And that was like, huge to be able to bring that in, because now, number one, it helped me understand what an agile coach was and why it was important for them to be visually adept, and number two, because it showed me other connections with the storytelling piece and the improv piece and how all that was going to actually elevate their practice. So
Yeah. And I think they went in, even though, the kind of the managers or directors we were working with that hired us to do this, they had some ulterior motives as far as the objective of the workshops need to be, that they need to be better collaborators at the end. We want them to, not so much present things in a one-to-many teaching fashion. We want them to really be conversation starters and better coaches. Right. They had a strategic objective through the 2 days that we spent together. Right. I think for the participants, though, they came in thinking, oh, here we come. It's going to be fun. It's a year-end team building thing, and we're just going to do whatever, right, and have fun together. And by the end of it, they all were able to look at each other and go, whoa. Like you talked about connecting dots, like, oh, story is process is coaching, right? Or sales is storytelling, is coaching, is process. Like they were making all kinds of connections between what we were doing and able to apply it directly to the business and to improve, their chops as coaches and trainers on the spot, over the course of 2 days. And it was amazing to watch. It was amazing to watch them come to life. Yeah,
that was fantastic. That was really exciting. It was exciting because, it's like on the one hand that I was very excited by the content, right? I was very excited about what we were presenting, because to me, that is the keys to the kingdom of understanding what it means to be a human being. Right. But then the other side of that, to see them go, oh, I see. These are the keys to the kingdom of what it means to be a human being. And I was like, yes,
yeah,
that's exactly it. You got it. That's fantastic. It was just it was super cool to see them, like you said, have that immediately fold in to what they were doing. And we, could visualize how that was going to improve what they were going to do next.
Fold it in, like the cheese. Fold it in.
Well, what I hear about that too is that, like inherently in all of our experiences, we kind of need to see how it all works before we can really wrap our head around it. Yeah. And that experience gave you, that was your time to go, oh, okay. I see what's really being established here. And that's exciting, because then that becomes the foundation for then the next level. Because you have to understand, understand this level before you can really go on to the next. So that's awesome. It's exciting. Very cool.
All right, let's play another song.
Another song.
We've got a pick from Jeff today. What's the next pick? We've got a song called Hard Sun. This is from the Into the Wild soundtrack, and this is performed by Mr. Edward Vedder. And here it goes.
When I walk beside her, I am the better man. When I look to leave her, I always stagger back again. Once I built an ivory tower so I could worship from above. When I climbed down to be set free, she took me in again. There's a big hard sun beating on the big people in the big hard world. When she comes to greet me, she is mercy at my feet. Yeah, when I see her pin her charm, she just throws it back at me. Once I dug an early grave to find a better land. She just smiled and laughed at me and took her blues back again. There's a big hard sun beating on the big people
by my side. When I try to understand, she just opens up her hands. Once I stood to lose her when I saw what I had done. Bound down and threw away the hours of her garden and her son. So I tried to warn her, I turned to see her weep. 40 days and 40 nights, and it's still coming down me. There's a big hard sun beating on the big people in the big hard world. Oh, there's a big hard sun beating on the big people in the big hard world. Oh, there's a big hard sun beating on the big people in the big hard world. Oh, there's a big hard sun beating on the big people in the big hard world. There's a big hard sun beating on the big people in the big hard world. Oh, there's a big hard sun beating on the big people in the big
It was Hard Sun by Eddie Vedder off the Into the Wild soundtrack. There, picked for you by Jeff Nelson here on Illustrious Radio. Thanks for that selection, Jeff. You're muted.
You're
Okay.
welcome. I love that song. That song tears my heart in half every time I hear it.
And then you said there's a cover of it by Indio, a group called
No,
Indio.
it is a cover. It is a cover. It's a cover. The original is by
Eddie's-
Indio.
Oh, got it. Okay. Well, I'll
Yeah.
have to track that down then.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Rachel,
Yeah.
let's kick this over to you then. You are day 2 of on the team here at Illustrious. What are you most excited about for 2022?
I'm most excited about the rocket level growth and expansion that I am fully embracing. You know, it's like we all come to this place in our adult lives where we go, I'm tired of the same old, and most of that ends up being just patterns that we're stuck in.
Mhm.
And I'm grateful to be in the level of awareness that I am right now as just a human being, a compassionate human being, to take more responsibility for what that trajectory looks like, and also fully embracing, every aspect of that responsibility, right? So it's like how I'm showing up in my life for myself, how I show up in my life for my partner, how I show up in my life for my family and my friendships, in my coaching business, in my work, etc. So I'm excited, and I don't wake up excited every day, but I do wake up with the awareness of you could be more excited right now. So why don't you put a little energy into that, right? So I guess it's just I'm just so grateful. 2022 I think is going to be awesome. Back to the contrast part, I think we've had a lot of contrast over the past 2 years. So, we're all still alive and kicking and have roofs over our heads and, clean water to drink and good food to eat and, a lot of love around us. Right. So just celebrating. I'm celebrating a lot in my life.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Love it.
And with that, comes, excitement around having new platforms in place to be able to share that as communication, because I also feel like we don't receive enough of that in our headspace on the channels that we're plugged into, right? So to be participating in that, I think is really exciting. I'm stoked about it. Like this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, tell me more about and channels and headspace.
So, I think what I found, and I was just having a conversation about this yesterday with my sweetheart, and there's so many people that are on these elevated platforms that everyone is listening to, right? So I don't just mean I mean thought leaders in general, whether that's executives, whether that's creatives, authors, politicians, etc. Right? So people are paying attention to these people who had belief in themselves that they should be in that position. Right? That's the only reason they're there. It ain't because they're smarter or they know more or they whatever. They've taken their experience and they've put enough focus and energy into it to be able to, like I said, elevate themselves to those positions. So now, again, back to responsibility, being aware of that, taking the responsibility to say, hey, we have wisdom, talent, knowledge, and also a heart-centered consciousness or awareness about what it is that we're doing in the world. Those voices need to be elevated more and need to be on those channels that people are receiving, because it's like anything else. It's kind of like the pendulum swing of if this is a spectrum that we're all on, especially in 2022 with everything that's continues to go get bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's more that's being pulled to one side or the other. Why not engage in that to make a difference and make an impact on businesses that we're interacting with, or just an individual that's maybe not in that headspace more often than not when they wake up in the morning of enthusiasm and excitement or just gratitude for the day. It's so important because it's one or the other. It's mass enlightenment or mass total destruction, perhaps. I don't see things slowing down. So as they speed up, I think it's becoming more and more, it's undeniable now that we need to engage, right? We can't just put our heads in the sand, or we can't just not take these opportunities to interact and have these conversations, because someone is going to hear this at the right time that's going to inspire them to move forward in a way that will change the world for the better, because it has to.
First of all, preach, sister. I want to hear more of that. Second off, I can't wait to find out how Illustrious can be a part of this change that you're talking about.
Well, you already are.
Yeah,
you already are. Right. So it is.
As we do more things like this,
Right on.
Get out there and
100%.
talk to more people. And like you said, touch more businesses and interact with more business leaders in our community, in the global community. Being part of that change, I think, is important.
Because
Part of what we
Einstein
believe
said
in.
it, right? And then I'll shut up. Einstein said it. You can't create a solution in the same mindset that caused the problem to begin with, right? Of course, I'm paraphrasing, but what's being asked of us right now is that the creatives step up to the plate and stop hiding, because for how long, creatives are the reason that we're living the way that we are. People built this, people built this world. So to be interacting in that, I think, is really exciting. Officially,
Officially, you officially have me excited.
Cool.
So Rachel, it made me think there's a Bertrand Russell quote, which I decided to pull up because I knew I would butcher it if I tried to. But it says the whole problem with the world is that fools and fanatics are always so certain of themselves, and wiser people so full of doubts. And to me, that speaks directly to what you're talking about, why not show up in this space? There are plenty of people with nothing to say, saying it very loudly. Why not come in and take a stand? The platform's there. Let's use it. Why not just have a little staff meeting and live on YouTube and play some music while we hang out and chat with each other? Why not?
Right
I'll tell you why not.
Totally. This is my best hoodie. I put my best hoodie on for this. I put my best camouflage shirt on.
I already wore my best. What am I supposed to wear next time? I already wore my best hoodie.
Am I gonna have to get a top hat?
I love it.
You are, Jeff, going to need to get a top hat.
It has a little spot for where your headphones would go.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
Little cutout.
All right. So just to remind everybody, we've got where is it here? We've got the chance to win a free book. Let's see here. If you email Rachel at illustri.us with the subject line "Big Winner," you will have your choice of a copy of Visionary Leadership or the Visual Meetings Field Guide, which we will mail to you in the mail. A physical book, not an ebook. Like a hard copy of a book, a real printed book that's been printed with a cover and a spine and pages that you can sit and read. They're amazing things. And we want you to have one. So email Rachel at illustri.us and enter to win. And we've got just a couple minutes left here. So Rachel, we are going to now move over to your song that you selected. And it is No Man, No Cry, the Jimmy Sachs version, to play us out.
Yes.
As who was that?
Or
John
play us
Stewart,
up.
Bill O'Reilly. Who was it? Play us out. Here we go. Oliver Koletsky. No Man, No Cry.
Jimmy Sachs.
Here it goes. Oh.
Can barely hear it.
Yeah, it's about to drop.
Wait for it.
Wait 5 minutes for it to drop. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be sure to do this again. If you want us to do this again, please leave us a comment.
What's happening, Joran?
Can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it?
Nope.
No.
Oh, well, hold on. Let me make sure
It's fuzzing in and out.
Oh, because I'm not sharing my audio. That's what it is. Start over.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. I forgot to share my screen to share the audio, but there it is. It's amazing saxophone. So. Mm. There it is.
Yes.
It reminds me, if you haven't seen the Kenny G documentary on HBO, go check it out. It's amazing.
Oh, right on.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. That's our time for today. We're going to sign off. If you do want us to do this again, if you got requests for songs you would like us to play or talk about, concepts you want us to bring up in the room here with the Illustrious business team, please send them our way. Email joran@illustri.us or visit our website and reach out to us through the contact page. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have an amazing rest of the day.
Thanks, Joran.